Well, hey fellas, welcome back to Love Truck Garage. Well, we're under the first heat dome of the year, so it's going to be hotter than hell for the next probably few months. Anyway, we're going to let little Bobby sit for a little while, and we're going to make some old school headlight covers today, like I had back on my Luv in the 80s. So let's go. So this is my 1976 Chevy Luv step side I bought in 1980. It was my work vehicle, and I drove around fixing typewriters with it. One of the first things I did was add those headlight covers. I bought them from the Minitrucks store in Santa Ana, California. And of course that was only the beginning. This was the heyday for the Minitruck era. So I'm basically trying to replicate those old school headlight covers, and I'm starting off with some poster board and a spare bezel, and I'm just going to trace a pattern. It's pretty basic stuff. I did wind up making it a little bit longer, but you've got plenty of time to dial this in. This is the plexiglass I used. It was 12 by 16 and 1/8 inch thick, and $20 on Amazon. Well, alright guys, I got my patterns made up. I made two patterns. Originally was going to mount it about like that. But then I decided, I want to bump it up there. So I went ahead and taped the two patterns together just to give me about another 1/4 inch or so. But there's the pattern. We're going to lay it down on my piece of plexiglass. Now I did get 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch plexiglass. And I think in the old days, my OG headlight covers were 1/16, but I couldn't find any. So it's a little bit thicker, but I'm just going to go for it. So anyway, I'm just going to lock that on there, lay that on there, and trace it. I'm going to use the straight edge that came with it. I'm going to cut a little bit off of this end here and get as close to that line as I can. And then we'll put it on the sander to come up to the pencil line. So let's start marking it up. Shortest time lapse in history. Alright, next I'm going to step over to my welding table here and going to get this lined up. Make sure this is square and I get a straight line on this side. This side's, I'm not going to have to mess with these sides. So I'm going to take a little off there and a little off there, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, I've got it all clamped to the table, got my ruler squared up, and going to make some scores with the cutting knife here, and we'll see how this goes. Well, alright, I had a camera malfunction, self-induced, but you missed the scoring. But basically I went along that ruler probably 10 or 12 times to get this nice groove in there. And so now I'm gonna get this over to the edge and clamp this part down, and we're gonna snap that line, and hopefully we'll get a nice clean break. Alright, we got it right on the edge. I went ahead and used the ruler to clamp it down just a little bit better, give it a nice solid base there. So let's go ahead and see if we can snap that off clean and nice. So let's do it. Something broke. Looky there. A pretty nice clean edge there. Not too bad. But anyway, now we're gonna put this here on the sander, and we're just gonna carve that up real nice and make that fit good. Well, let's try and film this from here, and hopefully the camera doesn't get immediately covered in plexiglass dust. I'm using 120 grit sanding disc. I just put a brand new one on when I started. Alright, I'm kind of right on the line. At this point, I'm just going to kind of leave it there for now, because I want to kind of smooth out, sand the edge, and maybe polish the end. So I think I'm going to take another little nibble right there. But there you go. There's one. Let's set this down and set this on there. And there we go. We got a headlight cover just about there. I did check on my truck, and this actually, the grill fits right up against this. So I loosened up the grill, and sure enough, this tucks right in behind the grill. And so this end will be held in by the grill. We're going to put a little bit of Velcro in each corner over here. That's how it was done in the old days. I had Velcro here, 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 and there on my original ones back in the 80s. So let me clean these up a little bit, get the other one done, and we'll see how this turns out. Alright, well, just for the heck of it, I used my buffing wheel on my grinder, and it was kind of grabby, but that cleaned it up real nice. I got a little plastic polish. I'll probably finish it off. But anyway, I think that looks pretty good. Well, alright guys, it is the next day. We're going to go ahead and get these mounted up, a little Velcro, and I'll give you a basic idea. This end is going to tuck in right behind the grill right there, and I'm going to put a little piece of Velcro on each corner over here, and I'll bring you back when they're installed and we'll do a big reveal. Let's go. Well, alright guys, there you go. Old school headlight covers. Easy to make. I did wind up putting a little piece of Velcro top and the bottom on the inside, but you kind of get the idea. This is what we had back in the 80s, 90s, and you can still make them pretty easy. That's about 20 bucks plus the Velcro. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Well, alright guys, I just did about a 25-mile loop, and they're hanging on there pretty good. So I think that's going to do it for this video. I do have a new shirt up on the website. I'll put a link in the description. And I do appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. T-shirts, hoodies, and trucker hats at lovetruckgarage.com.